So, welcome back to Far Right Watch, where, you know how we like to laugh at the hypocrisy on this channel, don't we? The patriots who take money from Russia, the women and girls lot who are also convicted domestic abusers. Well, the latest episode in that veritable box set series are the stellar-swilling football lout spray paint divorcees. Artist in the streets, pissed in your sheets. Indeed, those guerrilla creatives who vandalised your lampposts and painted your roundabouts would like to have a slur with you now about some church graffiti.
Shame on you for defiling what generations held holy.
You what?
It's another British treasure lost to Islam.
Is it? Why don't you go and graffiti your own mosque? Indeed, this was a story that was ejacked across social media on the 10th of October, as terrified visitors of Canterbury Cathedral posted their whinges to X.
This is disgusting. Makes the most sacred of places look like a bloody car park.
Does it? Oh my lord, what happened? Did the boat people storm a chapel and spray paint dicks everywhere? Did two of the Bin Ladens rock up and defile your freshly sculpted statue of the Virgin Saint Lucy Connolly? What exactly even happened at Canterbury Cathedral to get these morons all excited again? Who's upset you, Terry? Canterbury Cathedral has invited locals and members of marginalised communities into their building recently. For an outreach effort as part of an art exhibition which sought to design new and engaging ways of spreading the teachings of Christ. I see. So, churchy quotes, churchy questions in funky lettering, and all to make it relatable, I suppose, to younger people. I'm sort of guessing, I'm speculating here. I mean, it's nice to see Christians trying to find a way to connect with the kids that doesn't involve fucking them, to be honest with you. So what exactly is the problem? Well, just that it involved graffiti stylings and fonts and colours and funky presentation, basically. Okay, so the church gets representatives of marginalised communities. I guess that means trans kids and people of colour, maybe a refugee or two, perhaps. They get them to put some of their favourite Jesus lyrics up on the wall. I mean, you'd think that would be all right? In a church? You'd think that would be okay. Like, how are the Christians reacting to this?
This is just the kind of degradation encouraged by establishment elites today.
Okay.
It's a bloody outrage. It is totally ill-fitting for a cathedral.
Is it, though? Is it? You know, like, if it was a load of vandals who, like, you know, broke in and spray painted over all of the stained glass windows, fucked around and did a Banksy on the wall of Jesus selling MAGA branded Bibles in the temple, like I could see how that might be inappropriate. But yeah, that is not what happened. In fact, nobody broke in. There were no vandals. The church invited the artists in. They commissioned the exhibit, and none of the slogans were even particularly different to the questions you might see on any other church wall or parish notice board. Right. Is illness sin? Deep, bro. Why all the suffering? Like, these were the phrases. This was what was spray painted, was it? Right, I mean, yeah. Sounds barbaric.
Woke fucking church all graffitied and ruined!
Like, I like to imagine myself stood there, like, in the empty cathedral when the revenue by rage lot come storming in. There's this ceaseless brigade of bellendry just barging in. Five out of 7 of them burst into flames as soon as they set foot on holy ground, by the way. So there's only like 2 of them left. But there's 2 of them left, and they look around the walls, and they see the graffiti, and they're like, what have they? What have they done to this place? And I'm like, well, they've put some pretty standard Christian kind of questions up on the wall. They've ruined it. They've ruined the church. And I'll just be like, oh yeah, now it's not gonna work anymore. What are we supposed to do now?
Your dad's
balls.
I mean, you try to be understanding, don't you? You try to play Christian's advocate with this sort of stuff, don't you? You know, like maybe if I was a bit gaudy and the church was this, you know, magic building to me where prayers might be answered, and you know, it's this old building, it's spiritual, it's ancient, it's sacred. And maybe this particular one has stood there for like 1,000 years or something like that. Like, it's really old. Like, maybe like if that was me, maybe it might upset me. Maybe it might. If somebody spray painted it with permanent paint in a funky modern style that was totally at odds with the sober classical church decor. Maybe it might upset me, but how are they going to remove the graffiti from Canterbury Cathedral? Well, it's not real graffiti. They're only stickers. Hey, so really, honestly, it is not even a big deal. Oh, right. So a temporary bit of artwork that is saying good and gaudy things, invited in, not vandalism, and they're only stickers. Well, sounds like some of these people may have caught the wrong end of the stick entirely, so I'm sure the rational, reasonable minds of the right will factor all of that in and...
Pissing on the ruins of our civilization!
Can you please get an adult to explain to you what a sticker is? We teach inner city kids that criminality, vandalism are wrong, but the church glorifies it. So when the kids grow up to question the rule of law, don't blame the schools, blame the church. Then a guy replies back like, but it's not vandalism, though. They are removable stickers. Anyway, unfortunately, this wasn't just on the socials, as by the afternoon of the 10th of October, Christianity was set to be saved by the Pope-killing Vice President himself, J.D. Vance. It's weird to me that these people don't see the irony of honoring marginalized communities by making a beautiful historical building really ugly. I know I'm not the first person to say this to an American, but I don't think that's irony. The irony of honoring marginalized communities by making a beautiful historical building really ugly. Like, it's not, is it? Like, correct me if I'm wrong. I don't think that's irony. Like, you could say it's quite fitting, couldn't you? It's not ironic, but you could say it's quite fitting that you're giving them this tiny bit of space in the church, but actually what they're doing with it is spoiling and soiling the greater space with their influence, with what they're doing with that tiny... Like, you could say that if you were trying to imply that that's what they do in society. You could, it's not ironic, but you could say that if you were a couch fucking bigot. Anyway, then the Daily Mail picked up the story. GB News picked up the story. Talk TV picked up the story.
What the heck is going on here? Graffiti in the cathedral?
Ian, I think it's worse than that. I mean, it's a no-brainer that you don't take one of the most beautiful buildings in the world and paint up like that. But the thing is that you could take that further and defecate in a cathedral.
It is desecration of a sacred space. It is horrific.
They daubed graffiti on this iconic building.
And again, could we just emphasize here, it's not vandalism. They were invited. It's not permanent. It's just stickers. Almost certainly, none of these people, or very, very few of these people, have ever set foot in this fucking cathedral. Can we just not forget that? And they wonder why we laugh at them. Like, are we seriously supposed to carpet bomb the column inches? Front page splash, Talk TV, GB News, Elon Musk, JD Vance. Every time someone unsuitably redecorates an old building that we're never going to visit. Well then, look out for my next video about my dad's fucking care home.
Let's get the views of Canon Brett Murphy. Good morning, sir.
Mark, thank you for having me.
Canon Murphy.
Hang on a second. I know this guy. Who is this guy? Who is Brett Murphy? Church of England investigates vicar who called transgender priest a bloke. Yeah. Spreading God's love.
Unfortunately, though, we live in a two-tier society.
Breakaway church vicar sacked for calling ordained women witches. Just like Jesus would do.
But your reaction to the graffiti at Canterbury Cathedral, is this a smart move?
This is an incredibly foolish move. It's a desecration of the most sacred space, not only for the church.
I'm sure I've seen him somewhere else, though. Where the fuck was it?
Have we got a reverend in the house? If you flick through history, you will see brave, heroic figures who do not bow down to evil. Think of King Alfred the Great, Sir Winston Churchill, and Tommy Robinson.
Oh, yeah! What a good guy.
The forces of Satan have infiltrated our very nation. We face a threat from within.
I mean, fuck the graffiti sticker questions. The one that's leapt to the forefront of my mind is, which has spoiled and soiled the church more? A bit of removable funky writing, or the collar-rocking right-wing vicar calling women and girls witches and cheering on racists? Which has soiled the church more, do we think?
If we don't stand now, we will kneel in the future.
Like, I was actually at that rally. Did you know that? And it was weird because Jesus actually came back at that rally. Like, he rose from the dead. He appeared in the crowd with his robes and his long hair and shit.
We face a threat from within.
And he watched this cunt and the UKIP guys walking around with their Christian paraphernalia, and he looked at them and he just sighed. He just went, oh, fuck this. And he just nailed himself back to the cross. It was wild.
We face a threat from within.
Actually, in Britain, we have a free speech crisis. We are increasingly moving towards, frankly, a dystopian, tyrannical rule. We're really in the realms of 1984.
Spreading Jesus' love.
Radical far-left loonies arrested for making some tweets with hurty words, which at a time when the C of E just seems to go and put its foot in its mouth every 2 seconds, this is like the stupidest possible move they could ever do.
Like, why have they even got this guy on? By the way, why is he the guy that they've got on the news to talk about? Like, he's not English, is he? He's not Church of England. Like, this church is Church of England. He's not that. I mean, he used to be Church of England, but that was before the Church of England brought 4 separate disciplinary procedures against him, and then he resigned. The church backed down, by the way. Then he joined the Free Church of England, which is, this is going to shock you, less progressive, more evangelical. But even with them, there was another disciplinary, and he was dismissed. Like, why is it this guy? Why have they got this guy on to talk about this story? Like, you couldn't find a more credible priest to give you a take on this? Really? Was Thomas Robb busy? And look, there's lots to unpack here with this one. Like, is it vandalism that they're against with this? Because it doesn't seem to bother any of this lot when it's grown men painting roundabouts, does it? Is it the words that were being written, the questions? Because it's difficult to imagine that Christians would be against the same questions being displayed here as you could find in your local church, in any old church. So it's not the words or the like, it's literally just the symbolism of it, isn't it? It's the poppies, statues and flags brigade are just pissed off because of the imagery and the tones of a cathedral are, in this case, not quite what they would expect for a bit while the art exhibition is running before they peel the stickers off again. And it's never not funny to me, because like I am far from a Christian. I went to Catholic school when I was younger, but it's definitely not me. But if we look, even me now as an atheist or an agnostic or whatever, if we look now at the teachings of the church and Jesus and like what they are actually like, the things that they say, right? It's all like, look after the poor, look after the sick and the hungry. But literally none of that works for the far right. Does it? None of it. So they can't engage on the substance. It's totally off limits. Completely. Like they break out in hives and herps if they come within a cherry picker's distance of substance. So instead, it kind of has to be just the look and the feel of what a church or a cathedral is. It has to be just what it looks like and what it shouldn't look like. It looks just like vandalism. Or if you ask a question like what was one of the questions that was up on the wall? It's like, why is there so much hate in the world? Why all the suffering? Then they have to go like, oh, it's political propaganda in what should be an apolitical and unifying environment.
Such as, why did you create hate when love is far more powerful?
And so what they've done is they've gone and pushed this woke, kind of intersectional, diverse message. And it's very highly politicized stuff, like you just said.
Is illness sin?
It's very highly politicized stuff.
Why all the suffering? It has to be stained windows, stone walls and crosses. They can't engage with the substance because to engage with the substance would be to fall short of their own religion's teachings. They have to just run to the symbolism, or they'd have to reckon with their reality that they're going to hell. It's like if you had an exchange with one of them. You'd be like, hey, Jesus said to look after the poor. You what? No, he didn't. I'm pretty sure he did. Why? What do you think he said and did then? I think he just had long hair and he just walked around with a cross for a bit. Of course, getting angry about this stuff isn't really new ground.
Things like the rave at Durham. These things have been going on for a little while. The helter-skelter in another cathedral.
It's fun, but it is about really serious matters in trying to get people to think about the meaning of life, to think about their place in the world. There are a lot of people that won't come into a cathedral because they think, this is too posh, it's not for me. We hope that people will see that actually the cathedral is here for everyone.
It's very highly politicised stuff.
And it's not just helter-skelters. The Plastic Christian Brigade displayed some suspiciously unforgiving attitudes when Islington's Union Chapel rebranded itself as a venue. Or indeed when JD Wetherspoons turned those other old stone buildings into pubs. Though bizarrely they were fine when Tim Martin helped to turn Britain into a shithole. Indeed, over the last 20 years, holy buildings have gone on to become nightclubs, offices, even strip bars. While the far right continue to rage about everything from a graffiti church to a former church to a Charlotte church and back again. Any excuse, no matter how ridiculous. The beautiful Carnegie Library building in Abergavenny is set to become a mosque after the local Labour Council approved plans to convert the site.
This is a disgrace! Another Labour-run council surrendering our country to Islam!
Like it isn't even a church, this one.
No, but it's an old stone building, ain't?
Okay.
From hotels to cathedrals and then now this. Like I'm fed up of this lot taking our buildings.
I want my country back.
And I want my country back.
I want my country back.
It was built and paid for by Andrew Carnegie. It hadn't been used for 10 years.
This is our country, and we want it back.
It was a private building. It wasn't even a church.
Well, what was it then? Because it certainly looks like a church.
Yeah. Just like it looked like vandalism. It was a library.
I don't understand.
I said it was a library. A library.
I don't follow you. I don't understand that word, Aid.
A library. A library with books in. Books.
Well, this is really weird now because I am amped up and ready to go with the Jesus-style combative arguing. But I am really struggling to follow you here with this library. I mean, it's not even a real word. Like, you just made a fucking word up.
Okay, but it's a place. It's a place that you go, you read a book there, you can read lots of stuff. You can improve your language, your vocabulary. You'll learn words like library.
Right.
I mean, you don't have to dive straight into, like, you know, hardback fucking... Like, we could upskill you slowly introduce you to the idea.
All right. Yeah, that could be good.
You know, maybe I could introduce you to some new words, just, you know, one by one, or like 4 at a time. If I made the words big and quite bubbly and filled them in with like bright colours. Make a few of them spiky. Maybe stick them up on the wall.
Yeah. Hang on a minute.
Anyway, that's it for this one. Do make sure that you are liked and subscribed. I wish I could stay longer, but I actually need to get going. I've got plans, guys. I need to go and break into the Reverend Brett Murphy's new parish, new congregation. I'm going to go and help redecorate and spread some love in a way I think he might approve of. Peace.
Coming through. You're right.
What is this? It's very highly politicized stuff.
Just another video with Adrian.